Welcome to this small, steady room where ambition can put down its bright knives and rest a while. This is an introduction to a meditation on sleep, startups, and the cold arithmetic that follows both around like a shadow. In the labs and the boardrooms, researchers and practitioners have started to say it plainly. Sleep debt is not a badge. It is a bill that always comes due. Founders know the high, the hum, the lights that stay on past midnight until the hallway feels like a tunnel, and the tunnel feels like a promise. I have watched the glow of a screen turn from lighthouse to oncoming train, and the difference is only hours of lost sleep and a cup too many of coffee. I will speak to you simply and directly, the way a winter night speaks to a window pane, tapping and tapping until you listen. There is a story here. Brilliance, bravado, and then the wobble you do not see until the floor slips. Let us walk it together while we let the nerves unwind from the day. Notice the pressure of your body where it meets the surface beneath you. The startup trance is real, and it is a good liar. Adrenaline stands behind you with a hand at your back, and for a while it feels like wings. Meanwhile, the body keeps a ledger of missed hours, a quiet book with a quiet pen that does not skip a line. Caffeine barges in like a loud friend, blocks the doors meant for adenosine, and the night gets thinner and thinner. I have seen smart people walk straight past the exit because the lights inside the mind felt so bright. I have seen code compile like a prayer and fail like a curse when the edge dulls from lack of sleep. There is no poetry strong enough to make neurons fire when they are out of fuel. Give the chemicals a name, and they still do their work in the dark. Feel the sensation of air moving at your nostrils. The first thing to go is precision, and it goes without making a sound. Key decisions are made with hands that feel steady and eyes that misread by a few degrees. The error rate climbs like ivy, slow and patient, and you do not notice until there is a wall of green where a doorway used to be. Creativity buckles next, because new connections need rested soil, not scorched ground. The draft you loved last night looks strange at noon, and it is not the idea that changed. It is the mind, dried out like a lake bed with cracked patterns that look artistic until you need water. A tired brain will choose the familiar and call it genius, because novelty is heavy and exhaustion drops what it cannot carry. That is how promising things wither, not with a crash but with a whisper. Sense the weight of your hands resting wherever they are. Emotional stability is a thin glass when sleep is missing. The glass will hold a room until it does not, and then the pieces look like 100 reasons you never meant to say out loud. Partners flinch at small things, investors step back, teammates see the weather change in your eyes. Sleep loss bends the amygdala toward alarm, and the smallest signal becomes a siren. I have seen meetings freeze in a single breath, because someone felt cornered by the day. I have seen friendships in the garage at 2 a.m., both engines running, both tanks empty. A founder needs others the way lungs need air, and instability slams doors that could have stayed open. Deals do not always die in numbers, they die in moods. Notice the temperature of the air on your cheeks. The talk of the 5 a.m. club sounds like a hymn in some rooms, but a hymn without the second verse is a trick, and the second verse is the sleep by 10 p.m. club. Circadian rhythms prefer order, like old towns prefer straight streets with slow turns. 5 in the morning is a key that only fits if you close the lock at 10 the night before. There is nothing noble about subtracting rest and calling it grit. Grit is holding the line on what keeps you sharp, not chewing glass to look tough. If you rise with the dawn after falling at 2, you are borrowing courage you cannot repay, and courage with interest is fear. The body keeps its ledgers, and the body never forgets. Feel the contact of your feet with the floor or the bed. Burnout is not a bonfire, it is a slow leak in the dark. Cells that should repair go on strike, hormones drift, and the prefrontal cortex, the good judge in the courthouse, starts leaving early. The grit you admire becomes sand slipping through a fist, and goals that felt close start to tilt away. Sleep debt narrows your window of tolerance until the wind rattles it loose. There is a point where motivation is a mask stretched over a hollow frame. The mask still smiles, but it rattles when you breathe. The calendar fills, and the work multiplies, and you tell yourself this is the price, until the price starts charging interest. Then even small choices feel heavy as wet wool. Sense the gentle movement of your abdomen with each breath. Sleep loss hands you a trick mirror and swears it is honest. You feel faster, but objective measures say slower. You feel certain, but the data show more misses, more false positives, more blind alleys that look like open roads. This is overconfidence without foundation, a house painted to look strong and hollow as a drum. I have watched leaders announce bigger pushes right when the team needed blankets and a door that locked. I have watched product quality falter while the dashboards stayed green because the human meters were red and no one wanted to read them. The mind tells a story to protect the story, and that is how empires of 2 a.m. crumble at noon. There is only so much you can bluff against biology. Notice the heaviness or lightness around your eyelids. Culture is a chorus, and right now too many songs praise the sleepless. Hero stories are told without the footnotes, and the footnotes say, someone paid with their mind. Boards, mentors, and managers often tolerate the glow of nights because outcomes sometimes lag behind causes. But sustainability is the quiet partner, and it will leave if you keep it waiting. Build the strategy, yes, but build the human who must carry it. The core policy is simple and radical in the same breath. Rest your creative mind. Put that sentence in the founder handbook and mean it, the way you mean runway and customer fit and compliance. A company that treats rest like an afterthought is already writing its own ghost story. Feel the outline of your lips and the space inside your mouth. There are changes that work with the grain of the body, not against it. Caffeine has a closing bell if you want sleep to come on time, and blue light is a thief that prefers late evenings. Morning light calls the clock forward, evening dimness lets it settle, and regularity is stronger than willpower alone. Bedrooms cool like caves help, and rituals at 10 carve a gentle groove. None of this is glamour. but it is the scaffolding that keeps the cathedral standing. In startups, you measure what matters, and hours asleep matter like oxygen matters to fire. The mind that rests wakes up with better maps, sharper pencils, and fewer ghosts in the hallway. That is not sentiment. It is operational reality. Sense the fabric against your shoulders and arms. Put sleep in the plan where the money and the milestones live. Make it a constraint and a contract, not a wish pinned to a corkboard with a dull tack. A rested founder will say fewer foolish things, ship fewer broken builds, and read a room with the lights on. The company benefits because the brain that leads is not stumbling through a foggy town at midnight. You can still be fierce, but the fierceness comes from a full well, not a burning fuse. You can still rise at 5, but you rise because you honored 10. When the room goes quiet, remember that the quiet is working for you if you let it. In that hush, good ideas come back like dogs that know the way home. Notice the rhythm of your heartbeat wherever it shows up in your body. Closing now, and the room feels a little wider. You have heard the simple truth. Sleep lack destroys startups, not with a bang, but with a creeping draft that chills the best rooms. The research is firm, the practice is clearer every day, and the strategy is clean enough to write on a single line. Rest your creative mind. Let the 5 a.m. song have its harmony at 10 p.m., and let bravado quit the stage while health takes the mic. This is your conclusion. Plain and kind. Success is not the longest night but the clearest morning. Build like a patient carpenter, not a gambler in a storm. Keep your people, keep your purpose, keep your hours, and watch what grows from ground that sleeps well. Thank you for coming here and staying until the end. Feel the length of your spine from tailbone to the base of your skull.